Today I'm going to show you how to make motel lasagna. A lot of you out there are living in motels because you've lost your job, you can't afford rent, things just aren't where they need to be financially for you, and you are looking for a home-cooked meal that you can make in a motel room that does not have a fully equipped kitchen. I'm going to show you how to make this full lasagna dinner out of a motel room using 2 electric skillets. So eons ago, I had a friend that lived out of a motel and she invited me over for dinner. She made this dinner in her motel room and I was astounded. Mind you, I was in my 20s, so now I could totally appreciate the resourcefulness, but back then when I was a little bit younger, I was just amazed. She made an entire lasagna dinner and I'm gonna show you how she did that. So good. So while I was shopping for ingredients I needed to make this dinner today, I wanna show you. If you're living in a motel, crock pots come in handy. Also an electric burner and an electric kettle. There's lots of things you can cook and make with an electric kettle. Also, air fryers and electric griddles come in handy when you do not have a kitchen and you're living in a motel. So I already have ground beef at home thawing, so this is what I need for the meal. I'm gonna head back home. I'm gonna pay for this and go home. Motel lasagna. And for this recipe, you are going to need an electric skillet of some sort, and hopefully you can get one that is large. This is a large one, and that's what, it's gonna take to make at least a lasagna for 4 people. And you'll want to make sure your electric skillet has a lid. Let's see. Oh, fun fact. You want to make sure you plug in said electric skillet. There we go. Okay, I'm going to preheat this to 300? I think that'll work. So the other day, I was shopping at Costco and I got this really big pack of ground beef and I separated it. So this is you'll need at least a pound of lean ground beef. This is probably a pound and a half. I added Italian seasoning blend. This is a garlic, salt, pepper blend. Some granulated onion powder. And a half teaspoon of salt. Now I'm just going to cook it through and break it apart. And then just add it to my bowl. In a separate bowl, I'm going to combine, here I have my ricotta cheese going in. Break that kind of apart. I'm just going to go over with the same seasonings, a little bit of onion powder, garlic, salt, pepper blend, and the Italian herb blend. Again, if you are in a motel and you have fresh ingredients, doctor it up and make the lasagna how you like. I'm just kind of going based off of things that my friend had and what she was using. Here I have 1 large egg. I'm gonna do this. Not bad. There we go. And now just give this a mix really well. Okay, electric skillet, right now it's off, and we're gonna start building this lasagna. So I'm going with my pasta sauce here, my spaghetti sauce or marinara sauce, and I'm gonna add a little bit. And now I'm going in with my lasagna sheets. By the way, when my friend did this, it was not like the oven bake ready lasagna sheets. It was just the regular lasagna sheets you buy from the store. Let's see how I can like build this. I think I can do like 3 because they will expand. We'll do 3 this way and like that maybe. Hopefully that works. And then I'm gonna just, there we go. Now, I'm gonna add some meat. Go in with some sauce. Come on. And I'm gonna add some of the, I'm gonna make this kind of messy and spread it. A little more sprinkle of the ground beef. And then that other little square, just shimmy it. I'm gonna go with my, so with the last bit of the spaghetti sauce or pasta sauce, I'm gonna add a cup of water and shake it around. So I'm gonna add some cheese. I don't know why I didn't add it on the bottom layer, but you know, you can. I'm gonna shake this. Okay. So I'm gonna turn this on to about 350. And actually, you know what? I'm just gonna add the rest of the ground meat. Put another layer. We're gonna see, right. I'm gonna pour on. Okay. This might look actually strange. I don't know. And then we just top it with cheese. I'm gonna add a little more. I'm gonna cover this with the lid. So I am going to let this cook. It's gonna be like 35 to 40 minutes. I can already hear it kind of bubbling and simmering. And if it starts to bubble like rapidly or simmer rapidly, you want to watch it and maybe lower the temp. I'm gonna lower it to around 325, and you'll want it to cook. You don't want it to burn. Remember, we're creating like a steamy oven type environment for this motel lasagna. And you know, when I was with my friend and she invited me over for dinner, it was her and her daughter, and you know, I asked her, I go, you probably could make spaghetti like this, you know, because I was so amazed that she did this in an electric skillet making lasagna. And you know what she said? She goes, you know, I know this is a temporary living condition that, you know, my daughter and I are going through. She goes, but Fridays, she always made lasagna. And making lasagna, even in her motel room, gave her a sense of normalcy. So this is why she made lasagna in an electric skillet. There are so many ways now that, you know, I would probably say, how about lasagna soup in the electric skillet? But back then, 20 years ago, you know, I get it. A lot of people live paycheck to paycheck, and we are in a time where even paycheck to paycheck isn't the norm. People are struggling. I don't talk about politics here, mainly because of trolls, and I just don't monitor the comment section very well. But if you find yourself on this channel, or if you've followed me a long time, I would like to think wherever you sit on the spectrum of politics, you are a compassionate person, because I am. I grew up in a low-income situation. I remember as a kid, sometimes we couldn't afford rent or lights or groceries regularly or school clothes. And for those of you familiar with Houston, I grew up close to 5th Ward, Houston, in a low-income neighborhood. My grandmother's house is still there. I have relatives living in the inner city of Houston, and my father spent his career giving back to the community that he came from. And so I come from a long line of compassionate people. And politics aside, I certainly hope if you find yourself here, you know what side of humanity I sit on. I shouldn't have to explain my politics to you, but right now, everything is just so out of whack, and compassion, I'm starting to see a lot of people don't have it. So I hope for those of you that land on my channel find this video helpful. And for those of you that are in a situation where you were kicked out of your home, you lost your job, and you're trying to make ends meet, you're in the right place. I welcome you. And if you are watching this video and you are sitting in a motel right now wondering what you're going to cook for dinner, I will try to get more recipes for you all, especially for those of you that travel. And you travel for work and you live in and out of motels. You don't necessarily have to be in dire straits to learn how to cook out of a motel to save a buck. Look, I get it. Again, a lot of you reached out to me and always asked me, you know, what do you think about what's happening with the world today? It sucks. For those of you that don't like, oh, I don't want to hear you speak about politics, stick to cooking. Well, I'm a firm believer that food is political, bar none. And even if I just wanted to ignore what was happening right outside my front door, it'll only be a matter of time before it comes knocking at your door. So on this channel, if you don't like what I have to say and you are not a compassionate person, keep scrolling. You probably won't like what you see on this channel. I've never been a food snob. I've always been compassionate. I will continue to be compassionate. It's what I teach my kids. And if that doesn't align with your politics and you don't want to see content that is geared towards helping people, this is not the place for you. And that's it. And if you want to argue with somebody, argue with yourself in the comment section. If you start to troll and you're negative to a lot of my followers, you're going to find yourself blocked. It's as simple as that. It's 2025. Blocked and keep it pushing. Okay, so I'm going to check on this and we're going to work on the next thing that my friend cooked, and it's Italian green beans. It's not a like fancy schmancy recipe, but it was so good. It went so well with her electric skillet lasagna. Okay, so this is what it looks like after about 35 minutes. You can see the pasta has already like absorbed a lot of that water. You know what? I'm gonna lift it. Wow. Let's leave that there. But look at that. Like, is it perfect? No. But I think it's gonna be great. I'm actually gonna turn this off now. Oops, wrong way. And I'm gonna let it set before cutting into it. So I'm just gonna let it sit there for like 20 minutes. And I'm probably gonna cover it back up. Okay, so she had another small skillet, and in that skillet, she made two things. Garlic toast with just regular sandwich bread. She buttered it with margarine and some garlic, salt, seasoning. And then she made the sauteed Italian green beans. So I'm gonna do that. Ah. Okay, so in the skillet, add your butter. I mean, or if you're using margarine, whatever you got. By the way, margarine is a lot cheaper than butter. Not that it, you know, is made of the same thing, but I get it. If you got to use it because you want something like butter. Okay, going in with my drained pan. Not that. Ooh, another one. So going in with some garlic, salt, and pepper, and onion powder. And just saute and mix until it's heated through. So here's our MOTEL lasagna dinner. We've got our toast, our griddled toast or skillet toast, Italian green beans just sauteed in butter and seasonings, and the MOTEL electric skillet lasagna. By the way, you don't have to live in a motel to make this, because I don't, and I'm making it at home, and I think it's a fantastic idea. So let's see how I'm going to cut into this, because I do not want to scratch my pan. I'm going to go for this corner, because I remember this is the corner that had like the... Ooh, yes, it cooked great. Letting it set for like 20 minutes after, it sets up quite nicely. I'm scared. I'm better off this way, I think. Oh my gosh, it worked. It worked. Oh my gosh. MOTEL lasagna. And it did slide a little bit, but it's cooked through. Okay, let's bring it on over here and get some sauteed Italian green beans. Oh my gosh. And we'll get our toast. Ta-da! Lasagna dinner. Awesome. I'm excited. Oh, the pasta's cooked great. It's not overcooked.